On the day this is uploaded, it will be my 22nd birthday. I feel once 21's gone and you hit 22, people don't really care about your age anymore, so obviously your birthday is just another day. But I actually feel like this point in my life is probably like the most important part, because it's probably the part that I'm learning the most, and it's probably the part that I'm changing the most. So I thought in this video I'd kind of briefly touch on the stuff that I'd say learned in the last 22 years, but it's probably more in the last few years that I've kind of realised this stuff, how important this stuff is. Number one, I'd say stop forcing friendships. I think once you get out of school, you then start to realise who your real friends are and who you click with the most. I feel like over the years I've tried to cling on to friendships that just weren't working out anymore. We weren't that similar, or like I was always making all the effort. I feel like one thing I've learned is just to, and to quote Elsa, it's just to let it go. Number two would definitely be to stop focusing on marks at school or university. I remember I used to get so caught up on marks, especially if I didn't get what I was predicted in school. And then you realise as you get older, those marks don't matter for very long. It's just like getting you to the next stepping stone. So nobody ever asks me what I get in my GCSEs anymore. Nobody asks me what I get in my A-levels anymore. And soon, nobody will be asking me what I got in my modules at university. They'll just be interested in my degree classification. And then I'll soon find, in about 5 years' time, they won't even care about my degree classification because they'll just care about my experience. Number three would definitely be to remember the importance of family. I love my family, I always have, but I remember when I was a bit younger, they used to annoy me quite a lot, and I'd always pick, say, going in town with my friends over going to my nan and granddad's on the weekend. And I think I've realised more in the more recent years that time isn't always there forever. You definitely have to make the most of your time together. Number four would be don't worry about stupid boys and having a boyfriend or having your first kiss or whatever. So much better if you just wait for the right person to kind of find you, because you're not going to find them by looking. It just kind of happens, and spending time getting caught up on boys is just a waste of energy. Number five would definitely be to not be scared of trying new things. I'm one of those people that really struggles to go out of her comfort zone, and I feel like over recent years I've just tried to say yes to newer things more. I discover new things that I didn't even think I would like. In fact, I've had fun doing these like new exciting things that used to terrify me. Number six would be to remember that you're human. I'm one of those people, I'd make a mistake or like I'll say something stupid and then I would get hung up on it for months, even though the other people involved probably don't even remember it. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot, and like I panic a lot, I stress a lot. And I've realised now that obviously it's impossible for me to stop that, because it's just my human nature. I can't do anything about it, but I just have to remember that I'm not alone. Like everybody else makes mistakes. I'm not the only person that makes mistakes and panics. And number seven would be to not fear change in the future. As I said, I'm one of those people that's quite happy to be in my comfort zone. I was terrified about leaving school and doing A-levels. I was terrified about going to university. I was terrified about moving away for the first time and that. And I used to get so worked up about this kind of stuff, but inevitably it's gonna happen. So you can't really do anything about it. So it's just better to embrace it, because you're normally fine. Even though change is scary, normally there's a good thing on the other side waiting for you. Number eight would be to travel as much as possible and to make the most out of every day. Now I'm slightly older and I've got those opportunities to travel more. I just realised how much fun it is. I feel like now I don't take the days for granted, and I try to make the most out of everything, because you don't know how long you're going to be on this earth for, and you want to be happy with what you've done and what you've seen. And number nine would be, which is kind of a contradicting the last one, would be don't forget to take a break. Like I said, I now have more opportunity to travel and to do more stuff. I sometimes do overbook myself. I will have shitloads of gigs planned. At one point was working full time at the same time, and I just didn't give myself any chance to breathe. I got ill quite often on my placement year because I'd be going to 3 gigs on the weekend and then going back to work on Monday. I feel like I just need to remember to take some time out and give myself a chance to recharge my batteries every so often. And the final point is to remember that everybody's different. I feel when I was a teenager, like every teenager, you're quite judgy. If someone's doing something different to everybody else, I feel like not because you're a bad person, but because everyone else is doing it, you feel like you have to judge that person, if that makes sense. As you get older, you realise everyone is different. Everyone's got different opinions, and everyone should be able to embrace that opinion. Everyone has different things that they like to do, and it may not be of interest to you and you may not understand it, but you just have to remember that they're happy. And it's the same for you. if you're happy doing something, don't let anybody else get in the way of that. And yeah, that's all the points. This video is mega cheese. When you hit like another birthday, I feel like that's the time to reflect and be a bit cheese. I'm excited to see what 22 brings. I mean, starting at Disneyland is the best way to start it out, but I also am graduating in the next year, I'm starting a new job, I'm moving to a new city, and I'm moving into a new home for the first time. So yeah, I'm just really excited, and normally that much change would absolutely terrify me, but now it's just something that I'm really looking forward to. Once you get past being terrified of growing up, you actually do realise it is pretty fun.